Welcome to the Manuchehri Show, where energy and medicine meet. I will be your host for the next hour. I have over 19 years of healthcare experience and began my career as an energy medicine practitioner while working as an oncology nurse at a Seattle area hospital. My skill in moving energy combined with my medical background have been a catalyst for change in many people's lives. I hope the next hour will be transformative for you as well. Good morning and welcome to the Manuchehri Show. We're live here in Seattle. Foggy, misty. Kind of looks like twilight out there.
Ooh.
Well, it does.
Twilight. A little bit.
A little bit does look like twilight, yeah.
Did you get a good view? I know with the last hour, Loretta and I chatted about the super blood wolf.
I didn't
blood
see
moon.
it. I was in a restaurant eating dinner, so I did not see it.
That was smart because I'm sure everyone else ran outside probably at the same time to go check it out.
No, but yeah, no, I went to the movies and then out to dinner, so no, I didn't see it. But I have seen tons of pictures of it online.
So people took care of it
I heard
for
it was
you.
Stunning.
Right. Well, that's
just
my
absolutely
point.
stunning.
That's my
Yeah.
point. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I keep forgetting to bring this up because I think it was quite cute and adorable. But, over the New Year, I was in Oklahoma visiting my baby and her lovely husband, Seth. And we went to the gym at the university, Oklahoma State. They have a dress code. And
At the gym?
At the gym. And I actually wasn't dressed appropriately. Yeah.
What was the dress code?
So the dress code, at least the part where I flunked, is...
There's no way. You look usually pretty kept up.
Yeah,
coming in
I'm
here.
not like I didn't have a midriff top on. No, that's also against the rules. You can't
Well, I
wear
guess that's out
a
for
crop
me.
top, even for
Guess
the
I can't
men.
do that.
The men
All right.
they have a dress code for men and girls at the university.
What?
Uh-huh.
Wait, it's university though, right?
University.
Okay, so now I'm all right. Keep
What?
going. No.
I still these are adults pretty much. Why are we having?
Well,
So mine was there's like a triangle in the back of my workout top, and
Right.
so it showed a partial piece of the strap of my sports bra. So that was illegal.
illegal. I like it.
Right. So but I was too hot.
Shamed.
I know. I was
Stay
too
out.
hot to wear the outer,
I like how you
thing
say
that
that.
I-
I was too hot.
but you know what I mean. I was too warm. And
Oh,
so I had to
actually,
like
no,
tie it around me like a cape and tuck it in because I was illegal. And they had people who are walking around watching it. And I'm sure they weren't just doing that. They were there to help people. But they literally have a dress code at Oklahoma State University.
like clothing patrol.
Clothing patrol. Yeah. I was
Wow.
like, so we took pictures of the
Good.
dress code.
I'm
and
sure everybody else was doing
so
that
we're
too. That's what
sending
you
it
usually
to
do
the
when they're in
kids,
gym.
and they're like, "What, Mom? What are you doing?" That's really funny.
Wow.
Yeah. So Oklahoma, get your act together for
Huh.
goodness
Well,
sakes.
I mean,
what?
Okay, hang on.
Yeah, I want to
There
hear
are
it.
some that kind of, I have my own opinions when I'm there. I'm there to work out. I'm not there to show off anything, but just me doing my thing.
Yeah.
But there are people that go there for that specific reason.
So?
Oh, yeah, don't. Mm-mm.
Isn't
Lisa's
this a
like,
free
"Whatever,
world?
yeah,
I
doesn't happen." I'm
mean,
like, no. The things that I watch while I'm working out, it's like, okay, I want to like get on a machine. I can't because they're too busy doing selfies the whole time. Okay.
well,
so,
they did. I don't think they had a rule about that.
Well,
so.
but no, that includes with the making sure you have to look really,
Well,
really good.
Yeah, I mean, all I'm saying is that I thought it was weird. I just
Well,
thought it was
yeah,
very.
I
I've
don't think
never
I've ever-
seen it before, ever.
I almost
I'm
wonder
just curious about the South. What's it like in Mississippi or Alabama or, maybe some of our callers can clue us in if they have kids at the university or they are a student. Do you have a dress code at Miss?
Well, if you look at it from the other side, like some bars and restaurants or lounges, they have a dress code. They want a specific clientele that goes in there. I mean, but and that's their place. Hang on. And then so for like a university setting, which is like underage.
Not really. I mean, what,
well,
17?
That's underage.
Yeah, it's still pretty.
Okay,
it's an
Marie,
adult.
you just taught. You just spoke.
Yeah,
All right. Okay.
It's an adult.
Am I in the right, Lisa?
Yeah, no, you're wrong.
I guess I'm not going to
We've
win on this one.
decided you're wrong.
She's
Yeah,
just
you're very
laughing.
wrong.
Everyone's laughing at me.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay, good. Anyway, it was quite funny and entertaining for the hour or
No
so that we were
traction.
working out. No traction,
No
Benny.
traction
You lost.
whatsoever. I just
Stop disappointing me on some of these key topics. Just stop it. Stop it. Okay, let's go to the phone lines and see who we have.
I haven't even done my job yet there. I've been trying to defend myself over here on the other part.
Yeah, don't even try.
All right. Well,
Okay.
if you are just tuning in and this banter is for the Marie Manuchehri Show, 877-825-8828 is the number, 877-825-8828. We'll start things off with Mari calling in from Seattle. Hi, Mari.
Hi. Oh, my goodness. Am I the first?
You are the first.
Right out the gate.
Good
Oh,
job.
thank you
Good
so much
job.
for
You're
taking my
welcome.
call.
Of course.
I am a first-time caller,
Oh,
and I'm a
congratulations.
newbie in this spirituality world. I've
Lovely.
been meditating, just a mainstream, mindfulness meditation for a while.
Lovely.
And then, so my question for you is, I'd like to get a energy reading.
Right.
And also, I'd like to ask you about spiritual discernment.
Okay, yeah. And what does that
Um,
mean for you? Is it kind of like
yes.
midriffs versus an open back
Ah,
exercise tops?
see,
Probably not that,
Okay, all right.
but
So I know what you mean, but I want to hear your definition of discernment because
yes,
sometimes when people start studying spirituality, and everybody has their own beliefs, and a lot of times our beliefs are also based on our childhood experiences, right? So
yes,
so that could even be religious in nature, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
and
yeah,
so the discernment is like, okay, what are the scary or
yeah,
nasty or
absolutely.
evil spirits out there that could come
Right,
into my
right.
chakra
Well, the
system when I'm
thing is,
meditating, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
The thing is, I always know that our higher self, it resides within our hearts, and we all have access to that. But then, when I started digging into this spirituality, I come
Yeah.
across, I guess, this very well-known spiritual teacher who has
Huh.
moved back into Christianity, and she
Oh,
said,
right.
like,
I heard about
oh,
that. Yeah, you're talking
yes,
about
I
Doreen
don't want to
Virtue.
name.
It's Doreen
There you
Virtue.
go.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
A,
So,
a
and I
couple a couple people have done certain things like that, but I'll give you my take on it. And I don't know what
thank
happened to
you.
Doreen. I
Yes,
don't know,
thank you
but
so much.
maybe
Yeah.
she's having a different experience, a different
Mhm.
level of awareness that she was
Mhm.
missing, perhaps. But I personally, this is just my personal belief. I don't believe in hell. I don't believe in a devil. I don't believe it actually exists. I
Mhm.
do believe that the earth, our vibration, is actually fairly low. So there are multiple time space realities that, if reincarnation is true, which I also believe in, that when you leave your higher self, because you don't bring your whole higher self with you when you incarnate outside of the
Mhm.
heavens,
Mhm.
unless you go to higher vibrational places, because the higher self is just going to go a little crazy, right? In a place
Mhm.
where things like famine and war still exist in our vocabulary. So there are many other time space realities where violence is not even a part of the experience.
Mhm.
So the
Mhm.
earth is considered a lower vibrational time space reality. It's contractual, meaning that humans, well, every life form that's here has contrast to help them to make choices and have discernment and go, oh, I would prefer to have this in my life, or this makes me happy, or I don't want this, so before we come to earth, we consciously choose to incarnate into this time space reality to have these contrast present for us so that we can understand ourselves more and grow. It's one of the reasons why we incarnate. So, in saying all of that, I think the outside world is much higher in vibration than the human world. So,
Mhm.
when you're meditating or connecting to the multisensory world, you're connecting to much higher vibrational, kinder,
Mhm.
loving, um, compassionate, less ego. This is a very ego
Yes.
entrenched time space
Yes.
reality. So you're actually connecting to when you are, instead of you already live in the okay. And if you can live here and live
Yeah.
here well, then you're doing lovely. You're already having your vibration in a wonderful place where you can navigate through the challenges of the human reality. So I think you're
Mhm.
fine. And I don't believe in protection. It's not something I've never even burned sage in my home, and
Mhm.
I've seen thousands of people
Yeah.
over the last, you know, 2 decades. So,
Mhm.
but if that's something that excites you, if you enjoy burning sage rather than
Mhm.
doing it out of fear, I don't think anyone should do anything out of fear. I don't think that
Mhm.
is healthy. That's an ego-driven
Yeah.
experience. That's
Yeah.
not a joy. Like if I love the smell of sage, which I don't, I would probably burn it in my house, but I think it smells terrible. So I don't. I've never bought a piece of it. People
Mhm.
sometimes give it to me as a gift, and I just actually regift it because I don't enjoy it. But what I
Mhm.
do is I love white light. So I love to imagine white light running through my body or my
Mhm.
home or the people I
Mhm.
love. And to me, that's a very cleansing, high vibrational
Mhm.
frequency,
Yeah.
but I do it out of joy. So does that
Mm.
answer your question, basically?
Absolutely. That resonates with me 100%.
Yay,
Yeah.
congratulations. I'm
Yeah.
so proud of you. So I
Uh,
read your energy when you first called.
mhm.
You have lovely energy moving into almost all of your chakras. You do have one chakra where it's got this interesting, it's your fourth chakra actually, where the energy is moving in and then out. And I think
Mm.
which is fine. You're in a transformation about it because now that you're changing, You're also changing friends. You're looking at
Yeah.
your family different.
Hmm.
Your throat chakra is a little constricted because you look at life very differently. Like I went on that long, discussion, which maybe I didn't have to, but maybe it was also for
No,
people who
I
are
appreciate
listening,
that.
right?
Truly. Yeah.
And you already have the belief system to support it naturally. So you actually are naturally spirituality is a natural fit for you. You've always probably
Mm.
believed in spirituality, but you didn't know it, right? Because you read
Yeah.
the information other than maybe some people who like change the frequency of their vibration. Like
Hmm.
people can, right? Not everybody
Hmm.
continues to heighten their vibration.
Hmm.
So your heart chakra energy just goes in and out. And so what I would recommend is
Hmm.
to and I think this will be easy for you. It's okay for everyone to have whatever belief system they have. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. You just want to be in alignment with what you feel is in your highest good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And what about as far as intuition is concerned?
Yeah, you
I've
got
never had any clairvoyance, clairaudience. Is there
well,
anything that
I
I
wouldn't
can do?
say never, by the way. I disagree with you. You've got a very nicely filled out, highly structured front portion of your third eye, which means that you're a good translator and you have a lovely flow of energy through the back of the head. So I wouldn't say that. And you're the type of person who actually is very clairvoyant, but hasn't recognized yet that your mind works differently than most people. So I would just simply say, like a lovely what if question. What if I recognize all my intuitive abilities with ease? That's
Mm,
what I would start doing.
okay.
Okay.
All
Well,
right. Thank you
thank you
so
for
much,
calling
Mari.
in. Yes, great questions.
Thanks, Mari, for joining us. 877-825-8828 is the number for the Marie Manuchehri Show. We'll take one more before our first break of the hour. We'll take Deborah, calling in from Kentucky. Hi, Deborah. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Deborah.
Hello.
Okay, what are the university dress codes in
Oh,
Kentucky?
man. I told this is going to be the topic for the whole hour.
I'm just kidding. If you don't know, it's perfectly fine. So how are you?
She really wants you to answer
Yeah,
it,
she
too.
does. She does?
I do.
Marie,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Oh, yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay, so
Thank you.
I was
Thank you.
teasing you at the very beginning about the dress codes at the University of Kentucky. Do you know what they are for the gym?
No.
Okay. Okay. So what can I do for you?
We'll move on from that one.
I am going through a lot of soul work for
Mhm.
some reason right now. And I don't know if I'm having some kind of spiritual awakening or if I'm trying to leave my body, because I've had a couple of episodes where I feel like my soul has left.
Yeah, no, you're not trying to leave your body in a permanent way, but what's happening, you're absolutely right. Your consciousness is expanding and you're not completely ready for it. So you're actually ready or it wouldn't be happening, but you keep trying to pull back your consciousness. Like there's certain things that are being shared with you or are about to be shared with you and you don't feel ready for the information. So that means that you've done lovely inner spiritual work and now it's time to let go of some old paradigms, but you're holding on to them because maybe there's family involved or friends or philosophies that you would have to change and you're uncomfortable with this letting go process. And so what's happening when people have outer body experiences, it's literally because their consciousness is shifting and they're not allowing the full shift to occur. So their energy will kind of fly out of their body and they can even see the areas around that they're flying. Have you had that kind of experience where you feel like you leave your body and you're watching where you're floating around? Have you had that experience?
Not so much where I can actually see myself, but I
Mhm.
could feel that I was rising
Yeah.
and I was above my body.
Right. So those are outer body experiences. They're not bad. They're actually good. But what it means is that there's a separation between what you're ready to allow into your consciousness and what you aren't allowing to happen. So there's kind of your body's try. It's like your soul is saying, "Hey, we're going to take off for a little bit so that we can continue to have this conscious awareness unfold without the interruption of your mental thoughts and mind and limitations that you are putting upon yourself." So out of body experiences are positive, but just know that there is actually a conflict going on. And this is the way that your being is resolving the conflict by allowing your energy to disconnect. Isn't that fascinating?
It is fascinating.
So,
And I had a light pendulum above my sink start twirling.
oh, good. I love it. I mean, like right now or when?
No, the other day, last week.
Great. Great. Yeah, pendulums are lovely. They're an excellent tool for beginning to listen to.
Well, I use a crystal pendulum to dose for my medications,
Uh-huh.
whatever I'm going to ingest. And so I feel like I have a connection to source.
You do, but let me just say, a pendulum is a beginning tool. So if you've been using it for a long time, again, the spirit is asking you to expand your consciousness and to start to listen to more information versus just yes and no. So I would. It's now time for you to start doing other things, like maybe do some automatic writing, meditate more, journal. It's time for you to actually spend more time with yourself and get curious about expanding, because you have a lot of fear about spirituality. Did you know that?
I thought I was over that.
That's
I feel
okay.
like I feel like I don't let fear in.
Uh,
Although I'll tell you this,
yeah.
Marie. Last spring, I had the weirdest experience where I had gone to Europe and there was some entity at the patio door that was trying to get me to jump off the balcony.
I've never heard of that before. So,
And then when I came home, it was in my bedroom.
uh-huh. So,
It looked like the Virgin Mary statue with
huh,
a scorpion body.
huh. So when people are having what you describe, where an entity, if you will, what this is really about is your own emotional conflict. So you're having significant emotional conflict in your own body. This has nothing to do with an entity coming to you. Entities don't do that. They don't care about humans. They have many other things to do. Beings that are from the other side, they don't care about us. And it's, again, that's an egotistical thing. Humans think that beings are out there trying to create problems or troubles for us. They don't care really what we do or we don't do. Why would they? So, only people who love us, who've spent time with us, or have positive energy actually try to somehow affect humans in some way, shape, or form. But there isn't like this evil force outside of us trying to get us to jump off balconies or anything else. This is all about your own emotional wounding and pain. So I think this is what you need to work on. This is the fear that we're talking about as well. You have some emotional aspects that you need to work on that have nothing to do with spirituality, not in the way that uh, getting spiritual help or advice or your higher self or anything of that nature. Does this make sense what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what you need to do. Maybe even get some therapy.
Oh, I have had, long years and years.
So,
Like,
and so if that wasn't very effective, maybe some sort of somatic therapy where there's a lot of emotional trauma moved out of the body.
yes, I
Okay.
do have a lot of emotional trauma.
Okay. So when we have a lot of emotional trauma and we haven't released it yet, then unfortunately, when we're working on in the spiritual realm, if that's not released, sometimes it appears that the spiritual realm is traumatic to us, but it's really not. It's just a reflection of our own turmoil inside of our body.
Okay.
Okay. There's a lovely psychic. I think his name is Jake O'Rourke. I can't remember his name exactly. I actually interviewed him once, and he wrote a book about this. He's worked with people who have a lot of emotional trauma, and they will actually have what they thought were psychic experiences that were traumatic, but they're not. They're just a reflection of the trapped emotions inside of you. So his book is lovely. I think Benny's looking for it. We'll find it eventually, and
I can look at the break.
yeah, we'll look at the break and talk about it at that time.
Perfect.
Okay, so
Perfect.
so don't worry. Nobody's out to get you or to hurt you, and your job is to fall madly in love with you and change your vibration so these traumas can leave your body and you don't have experiences that look like they're mystical in nature. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for calling in. That was great. Great discussion. Thank you.
Thanks, Deborah, for joining us from Kentucky and fill us in on the the amount of clothing you can wear at
Yeah,
the
she
university
didn't
for when you
know.
work out.
Yeah.
Well, there's some priorities in life too, Marie. I mean, that's just the way things work
What?
out. Yeah, exactly my point. Let's take a quick break. It startled me too. That's why I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. It really is.
Okay.
On what to wear at the university
Oh,
versus
right.
right.
Yeah.
I didn't confuse you, did I? Okay.
We'll be my classes that will be emerging in 2019. On March 23rd and 24th, I will be teaching Divine Energy Medicine in Vancouver, Washington. This is the second time I will be teaching this course. It's all about vibration. In my healing practice, one of the things that I focus on is the energy, obviously, of the individual that I'm working on and their frequency. And my job is to get their vibration to rise at a very high molecular level so that they can attract in what's healthy and good for their body or the future things that they want to create in their life. As I do that process, as I align their subatomic particles, I'm also aligning my vibration as well. In fact, my goal is to get their vibration at least as high as my subatomic particles are. So this class is designed to talk about energy medicine on a very deep level, including the chakras and anatomy and all the beautiful things that occur in the physical form, but also how to maintain and create a vibrational frequency that allows for healing to occur much faster and on many, many levels. I look forward to seeing you in March. I hope you can join me. For more information, go to energyintuitive.com.
If you talk and they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
The Marie Manuchehri Show is streamed live over the internet. So if you have friends or family members living outside of the Seattle area, wanting answers to life's questions, encourage them to listen to the show and to call into the show to talk with Marie. If you are interested in receiving guidance on an issue in your life, call Marie locally at 425-373-5527 or toll free at 1-877-825-8828 for her insight into your situation.
Get inspired every hour right here on Alternative Talk 1150.
Back to the Marie Manuchehri Show. We're live here in misty Seattle. Who do we have on our phone lines?
Well, actually, would you like to double check on the book real fast?
Oh, sure, yes.
Yeah. It's Jack Rourke, and he's from LA and a psychic. And I believe you have the book information.
Yeah, it's called The Rational Psychic.
There you go.
Yes, it's a great book, and he talks about the traumas and what we would consider as psychic impressions or experiences, but they're really not. They're based on the repressed trauma. Yeah, it's a fascinating book.
So Jack Rourke. All right, we'll go back to these phone lines. 877-825-8828 is the number for the Marie Manuchehri Show. Laura calling in from Spain. Hi, Laura.
Hi,
Are you there?
Laura.
Oh, there's an encore.
Hi.
Hi, Laura. How are you?
Hi, Laura. How are you? I'm good. Thanks for taking my call.
Of course. What can we do for you?
Well, I was just wondering, I guess, if I could have maybe a general reading, but I'd also like your insight into kind of where I'm heading professionally. I'm thinking about going back to school and kind of wanted to hear what you had to say about it.
What do you want to study in school? I guess we're getting
well,
an echo.
Well, I started out studying international relations, and
I know, but it bores the heck out of you. So, and you can disagree with anything I say. I just want you to know that. But when you're talking about school, I'm not feeling this excitement. So, have you picked something that actually is very exciting for you, or are you picking something that's practical?
Well, I hope a little of both. I mean, I was looking at kind of merging what I've been doing in the last few years with what I started out with and moving more towards global development, international education, that sort of thing. So,
but can you tell that you're not excited? Can you feel it in your energy system? Do you know what it feels like for you to be really excited and super impassioned? Because when I'm looking at your energy system, when you're making these decisions, you're doing it out of even responsibility, and that's not passionate.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, I have a lot of responsibilities, and I'd like to make, smart decisions that
Yeah, but
will take me someplace beyond where we are right now. So,
yeah, but I'm not disagreeing with, helping the world and, making life better or providing some wonderful input to make a change in some positive way. I'm not against that, but if it's not bringing you joy, it's not going to be very effective. You're not going to have fun. It can burn you out. You're not going to get the results that you want. It's better off to look at future careers, whatever those might be, from a place where it's passion driven. That would be in your highest good. And then you're going to give back or create new, improved outcomes or developments that actually work. So the first thing to do is to focus on joy and happiness. And that's what I would want you to do just in general, because you're very responsible.
yeah. Well, what could I mean, okay, sort of as a side thing, I've had opportunities to do voiceover and
Oh.
live
Mm-hmm.
performance sort of things, which is it's very sporadic. I'm in Spain, and so to have, steady work as an English speaker doing that, it's not something that something that's definite, So
But it makes you happy, the voiceover work, right?
it does.
Yeah. So congratulations. I'm glad you found something that you like. So now you have this discovery of something that brings great passion to you. Now you need to work on abundance and receiving energy, because money is energy. And humans tend to look at, well, this job gets paid this much and this job gets paid that much. And that's true. That is a reality that we have. But we can shift our frequency and our vibration so that we can create a different reality about a profession that brings us joy. That means you would get different opportunities that would pay more, or it would lead to other work that also brings you joy. So you need to get rid of your logical mind's perception about how much you get to make or how hard you have to work when you're doing something that's fun.
Okay.
So that's what I would recommend that you start working on.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Any insight insight or?
Well, I love the amount of energy that's coming in through the top of your head. It's really significant. Do you spend any time meditating?
Not really.
I would, because you have quite a bit of information that could come in through the top of your head and into your body so that you could understand it. You could literally have auditory experiences that are positive, of course, and like ideas or inspiration that could be extremely helpful for you. I would recommend maybe 10 to 15 minutes a day first thing in the morning would be excellent.
I used to do like every morning journaling, kind of free association sort of journaling.
But meditation is different, right? It's where you do nothing. You just rest in your body and relax, be present. Maybe look at a candle, a flame of a candle, or a fireplace burning. You just want to do nothing, which is not the easiest thing for you to do.
Right. Yeah, no, it's really not.
Yeah, so I think this would be fun. You can also do guided meditations. You can download something or listen to something on YouTube. But I think it would be excellent for you. You're in a really powerful moment in your life right now. And I think you can feel it, and that's probably why you're trying to take advantage of it. But I'm just going to recommend that you choose to move in a place that really brings you joy. When people are in joyful energy, it expands and it creates many more opportunities than they could possibly imagine, especially if they're also changing their belief systems about money, if it's related at all.
Okay.
Okay? And thank you for calling. Have a beautiful day in Spain.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks very much, Laura, for joining us. 877-825-8828 is the number for the Marie Manuchehri Show. Time to get in now. And we'll take Liz calling in from Stamford, Connecticut. Hi, Liz.
Hi.
Hi, Liz. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm lovely. What can I do for you?
Well, I don't really know. I just I've listened to you for a while, and I keep missing my Thursdays because that's lunchtime for us. And I don't know. So today, all of a sudden, I was like, I looked up 12 on the nose, and I was like, oh, I got to call Marie. So
is this your first time calling in?
It is not. I've called in once before.
Was it helpful?
It was very helpful.
Yay.
And I just feel like something's changing. So I'm wondering
Good.
if you can see something that I should know.
Okay. Well, there is a little bit of repetitive from our last caller where you also are a highly responsible person. You know what I mean? And I do think your life is more pleasant than it was even 5 years ago, but that you don't really let yourself out of the box fully. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So have you thought about doing any of that? Letting yourself
All the
out
time.
Okay. So do you have any plans of action?
I don't. Well, that's not true.
Okay.
I'm working on a few things, but I think fear keeps me back, and the fact that I don't really know what it's gonna. I don't know what I don't know. I mean,
nobody does.
That's true.
And you're not supposed to. That's the fun of it. This is about blind faith. Yeah. So what you're dealing with, and by the way, you have lovely energy pouring into your body from every one of your chakras. So your energy looks fabulous. Great time.
Great.
What you're working on is letting go of control.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
And control also is a feeling of a lack of trust. Like we don't trust the divine. We don't trust the universe. We don't trust our higher self. We've got to, it's kind of like dogs have to mark everything. It's kind of like that. We don't know how to really sit and rest, right? So, a what if question. What if I easily let go? What if I surrender and get out of the way? That would be a wonderful what if question for you.
Okay.
How do you feel about it?
It sounds to me like I've heard this before, and I think you're exactly right. I was listening to your last caller, and talking about bringing joy, and trying to identify what it is that you want to do, and I feel like I'm in the crossroads right now, and it's there. I know it's there. I just can't see it or understand it.
The lovely thing with this what if question, because for those people who've been listening to the show for a while, they know that I'm a fan of these lovely what if questions that literally change the calibration of the energy in our human form and at the same time help us to align to the solution. And because it's a curious question, the ego is not threatened by it. Whereas when people are, repeating affirmations, unless they have a belief system to support it, the ego has a lot of resistance for it and will just kick it out of the mind or towards it. So I think there's a lot of grief too. I can feel a lot of tears in your body when you start to let go. Don't be surprised if you need to take a sick day from work and lay on the couch and cry, unless it happens to be a weekend or when you're not working. But people who also need to control, they have a lot of grief, because they're holding everything in. So once that dam breaks in some way, you're going to know what that joyful thing is. You're right. It's right next to you, but you have to let go. You have to surrender. And you don't have to know what you're letting go of. You don't have to know what you're surrendering to. It's probably most of it will be fairly unconscious. Okay?
Excellent.
Thank
you so much.
Yeah, keep us posted.
Yep, absolutely do that. 877-825-8828 is the number for the Marie Manuchehri Show. And we'll head off to, looks like, Sue in Idaho. Hi, Sue. Welcome to the show. Sue, hello. Hey, Sue, you got to turn off.
You were still wanting to go to the gym.
All right, let's do this. We'll put Sue back on hold.
Okay.
She might be listening to us down the road.
All
She
right.
decided to leave us. All right, we'll call back. Elizabeth from Rhode Island. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hi, Elizabeth. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
I'm lovely. What can I do for you?
Well, I am in a very transitory part of my life right now.
Is it also relationship too?
It is totally.
Yeah, because that's what, I have a reader board in front of me that will tell me basically why someone might be calling in, but I don't always follow it because sometimes people change the question or I'm going to have a totally different perception. So yours says something about work, which I'm sure is true, but I'm in relationship. So
yeah,
are you ending?
Yeah, it's ending.
Okay.
And I am in it's a 30-year marriage that is ending. I'm glad it's ending, but I'm really nervous because my husband was always the one who made all the money, and now I just received the contract from my lawyer, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like freaking out. Like, how the hell am I going to pay everything?
Well, is it fair? Is that contract fair?
I don't believe it's fair, but
Okay.
apparently Rhode Island doesn't care, and I don't really have much recourse.
So is it 50-50 in Rhode Island?
It's 50-50, but
Because that's fair. 50-50 is fair, right?
it's 50-50, but I'm not making any money, so I'm getting
Well,
2 years of alimony,
right.
and then that's that.
Okay. So first of all, that let's look at this from a positive perspective, because positive energy attracts more positive outcomes. So you're very
Right.
lucky that you're going to get 2 years of alimony. That's lovely. That's amazing. And it's time for you to go do something. You're bored out of your mind, at least from my perception. Would you agree?
Hmm. Yes, and I have been working toward what I always wanted to do, which was I'm an artist. That's what I studied, and it's not the most practical thing in the world, and that was part of our disagreement. You know, that he wanted me to like work in a cubicle, and I didn't.
Right. Right. So, well, first of all, we do need then to change your energy about the worth of an artist, right? Because we have social consciousness here on Earth, you know, just like we have religious beliefs and political beliefs, university dress codes. We have all these interesting things, right? And
Yes.
so I think that you also have some of your belief system about wealth and your ability to create it that is not optimistic. And there are artists who make hundreds of thousands of dollars every year. I mean,
Right.
probably over $1 million. I have a girlfriend who owns an art gallery, so I know how much some of those artists are making, right? So you need to get your energy in the vibration of that. If art is truly something that drives you and creates passion for you, I think that's excellent. That's wonderful. But you have to change your belief system about it. You have to believe that you're valuable and worthy. So here's your new what if question, which is also going to help you in the final days of your divorce to make it work better. Like maybe your ex-husband, who knows, will throw in a couple 2 more %, or who knows, I don't know, or help you in some other way, or you will just feel that it's wonderful. That's how I want you to feel. Like before these papers are signed and before you start getting checks, you need to change the way you feel about it, because we need this money to last. We need it to be very effective. And if you're having a negative relationship with it, it's not going to be as helpful. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Because everything in the universe is made out of subatomic particles, including money. So I want you to work on, what if this money works out better than I could have possibly imagined? Ooh.
Okay.
What if I begin to believe that I'm a valuable, successful artist? And let's put financially successful. What if I begin to believe that I am a valuable, financially successful artist? I want you to start using these what if questions. And I want you, looking at the contract, as soon as you feel ready to change your vibration about it, I want you to get really excited. Don't even look at all the language. Don't even look at the numbers. Just get really excited about it. Let's put positive energy into this experience so the experience continues to be more positive.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Can you like get anything from my like which chakras I should focus on trying to open?
Well, again, your crown looks gorgeous. You're like the third person in a row. I wonder if this has anything to do with the eclipses we just had, but your crown is stunning. The rest of your chakras aren't really taking in a lot of energy. It is almost like you're in shock, you know?
Yeah.
But they're not leaking, and there's no clouds. It's very clear. There's pretty kind of pastel-y colors when they need to be more primary, but it's very pretty. But you need to get happy. Please get happy. When people begin to have happy energy, happier things happen. Conclusions change, outcomes. It's amazing. So, okay?
Okay.
And congratulations to you and your almost ex-husband, to both of you. I wish you both great happiness and great fulfillment and new adventures.
All right. Very good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Elizabeth, for joining us.
So tomorrow I'm actually teaching at East West Bookshop, and it's a evening class 7 to 8:30, and then Saturday is 11 to 4, and it's all about money, looking at it as a sacred relationship, almost like the heavens, because I think that money is a very sacred thing, and I think creation wants us to see money as sacred and something beautiful, not scary, not that it's lacking in any way. Yeah, that's what I think. So
I was looking
you
for a
can
money
join
sound
us.
effect, but it's like cha-ching.
Well, you know that song "Money, Money, Money."
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how I talked about that's the title of the class for Friday, and then Saturday is the art of creating wealth, and it's really fun. It's meant to be fun. Money is beautiful. Money is gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So who do we have next?
Well, let's run off to our last break because we're a little bit
Okay.
past due. It's all good.
Okay.
877-825-8828 for the Marie Manuchehri Show. We've got an open line. It might be phone up quick. You got to get in. 877-825-8828. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Marie Manuchehri. Join me January 25th and 26th in 2019 at East West Bookshop. Friday night during the 90-minute workshop, I'll be talking about the energy of, money, so that we can all learn that everything is made out of subatomic particles, including your relationship with money. And once you begin to solidify, enjoy, and participate in the vibrational frequency of currency, you will then create a bond that is fulfilling and delicious for you. And then on Saturday, join me as we spend an entire day on creating wealth, the art of creating wealth, where you learn to fall in love with the whole aspect of this relational experience with wealth in your wonderful life. I can't wait for you to join me and learn about love and money and wealth. For more information, you can go to energyintuitive.com or eastwestbookshop.com.
Did you know as many as 15 million Americans have been diagnosed with COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease? Sadly, COPD is the third most common cause of death in the United States. Hi, I'm Representative Cindy Rhee from Washington. As many as 12 million adults may have COPD and not know it. COPD could include wheezing, cough, chest tightness, and shortness of breath, and it can vary from day to day. COPD is a disease that can worsen over time, and patients may experience flare-ups. Flare-ups can increase shortness of breath and uncontrollable coughing and may lead to hospitalization or even death. While COPD is not curable, there are treatments available to help you breathe better and prevent flare-ups. If you or a loved one has COPD, please talk with your doctor to create an action plan that fits your lifestyle. For more information, please visit womeningovernment.org.
If you want to know how to get in touch with Marie or find out what's on her calendar, there's a variety of ways to do so. You could become Marie's friend on Facebook or even follow her on Twitter. Check out Marie's website. There's tons of new features like Chakra of the Month, a live Twitter feed, and 3 PDFs with extensive exercises for your chakras. You can also sign up for Marie's free quarterly newsletter and also get your questions answered in her Dear Marie column. Simply email Marie your question, and she will answer it in an upcoming edition. Marie also will be speaking and signing books. Find out if she'll be in your area on her events page at energyintuitive.com.
Going our own way every day. Alternative Talk 1150.
Yeah, I love that song.
Just
It's
when you
really
walk into
good.
the room, it's
yeah,
gonna be like
we should turn it on for
I'll see
East
why
West
not.
tomorrow. Why not?
Lisa, are you going to be there? Lisa,
She will be there, yes.
Well, you might have that queued up for her. There you go.
Yeah, for those of you who are listening, Lisa is my assistant.
be
She
so
answers the
cool.
phone. She's in a soundproof booth just outside of the studio that Benny and I sit in. And so, so Benny was talking to her about, maybe you should be playing that music
Right?
tomorrow at East West Bookshop. So the Friday night is close to sold out. So you might want to call East West Bookshop, or you can go to their website, eastwestbookshop.com. I think it's .com. But you can go to my website, energyintuitive.com, and there's links to everything for East West. So we'll be there tomorrow night. And then 11 to 4, there are still seats available for the workshop. And isn't that going to be fun? And just remember, money is a spiritual experience. Think of money as spirit. And then I think you'll let more in. And when you let more in, then you can help more people. You can go on more vacations. You get to do all kinds of fun things. You can work less. again, help more people,
Work
more
out in the
animals.
appropriate clothes.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that was very annoying. But next time I go to Oklahoma, I'll know what to wear, so I won't have to wear like a cape around me, tucking in my little, whatever.
Right.
Okay, who do we have next?
Let's take now Stephanie calling in from Michigan. Hi, Stephanie. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for taking my call.
Of course. What can we do for you, Stephanie?
So I had a question. I was going to ask you about some health stuff, but I figured you would tell me.
You
to trust
changed
my
it again,
intuition.
right?
No, but so as my question was, like I'm doing Reiki, not professionally, but on the side from my regular job, a little bit to develop that. But I do have like a few minor health issues, and I just wondered, like, is it okay for me to be doing healing work with others when I have like my own self-healing that I'm working on? Should I focus more on?
Well, I think everybody has a form of self-healing that's going on all the time, right? So we can't wait till everything's perfect. But as long as your health challenges aren't serious, you know, if someone's dealing with something pretty intense, then I don't think it's a good idea to be doing healing work because they need their energy for their own healing. But yours look minor to me, more like annoyances. Is that true?
Yeah, like high blood pressure, and I have some like female issues I need to take care of.
Yeah, and have you had the high blood pressure for a while?
I have, and I did talk to you a year ago, and you suggested the allowing myself to receive, which I have it on my phone, and I say it multiple times a day. I think maybe I'm not doing something right.
Has your blood pressure improved at all in the last year?
No, actually, my doctor wants to put me on a second medication, but I was going to try some more natural.
Yeah, have you tried some naturopathic remedies then?
I have, but I have trouble consistently
taking them,
with
right?
them.
Which is part of the receptive thing, you know, because when we start to receive, we believe that we're worthy and valuable. And of course, I want you to not have high blood pressure. So of course, I want you to take modern medicine if that's what's going to work and be most effective. So the blood pressure is going to be in your for you. It's third chakra, even though you would think it'd be heart chakra because the heart governs the blood. But the third chakra governs, it actually governs more the lymph nodes and the lymphatic fluid. Because it looks like, even when I look at your kidneys, they look a little stressed to me, which I wonder if that's part of your blood pressure issue. It can be sometimes renal function.
That's what my naturopath thought it was.
So kidneys are about fear. Do you do anything to feed your adrenal glands? Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah. So what? Since the cardiac medication hasn't really worked, and of course I still want you to do what your medical doctor says, if that's the only thing that's working, right? I think that's smart. You're young. We don't want you to have problems, you know, accessory problems that come from elevated blood pressure. But because your naturopath and I are on the same page regarding this, I would love for you to start taking supplements for your adrenals. And since you have a naturopath, I would ask her what she recommends. That's what because that could be how we're going to resolve it. And then I want you to start falling in love with yourself, because that's the ultimate aspect of receiving is, you know, perhaps this what if question. What if I fall madly in love with me?
Okay. I'm focused more on that.
Yeah. So let's work on the adrenals, see if that lowers your blood pressure, and then you can reduce the medication or hopefully eventually not have to take modern medicines for them. But again, if it works, that's lovely, right? That's important, whatever works. Yeah, let's feed those adrenal glands.
Okay. I will focus on that.
Okay.
And I will keep doing Reiki on myself, and hopefully that will help too.
Yeah, no, it sounds great. You heightened your vibration towards the end of our conversation. And keep us posted. I want to find out if this works for you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Yeah, thanks, Stephanie, for calling in from Michigan. Go Blue, by the way.
Is that like Michigan
University?
Yeah.
University of Michigan. Yeah, there is a Go Blue.
Well, are we talking about football now or basketball?
I think it's a school in general. They probably have a protocol on wearing particular clothing at their university as well, but we won't get into that.
No, they don't. I'm telling you, Michigan doesn't. I'm sure of it. I'm sure. Because I've had kids in universities for a while, you know, even Texas, and this is the first time I heard this. Okay, so who do we have next?
We'll take, is it Maria from Olympia? Help me out here. Marina? Hello?
Hi.
It is. Okay.
Hi.
Thank you.
Hi, Marina. How are you?
Hi. I'm good.
Hi.
We're lovely. Thank you. How is Olympia?
Good, thank you. Olympia's good. Full gloomy today.
Yeah, it's misty. It's twilight.
We're a little fogged in up here.
Yeah.
It'll burn off.
It's nice.
What can I do for you?
I am just calling for a general energy reading as well as kind of just a little bit of, if you could like give me a little bit of direction for right now. I was laid off in November and I'm kind of just reevaluating a lot. So I'm just kind of just going in a different direction.
I like that you're going in a different direction. You do need to get happier in general, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And now that you're laid off, you actually have the time to do that. So that's important. So what do you do to be happy? Do you have a game plan? Do you do certain things? What? Because this is the important part of it. This is where the practical aspect, because we live in a physical world, actually applies, right? Because happiness is actually more non-physical. It's a very personal, independent experience, right? So what's your game plan? What do you do to get happy?
I mean, I guess I would say like creating, just like self-expression in that regard. I have like a lot of interest in a lot of different places, and
so it's hard for you to nail it down, is what you're also saying.
What was that?
It's maybe hard to nail it down where you want to put your energy. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like mainly thinking about going into fashion right now. And I'm studying online for like this course, and I have like a small shop that I run online. I don't know, I'm just kind of confused. Like, is this what I should really be doing? Like, it seems, I don't know. I'm very interested in like herbalism and spirituality and like naturopathy and almost like and acting. Like, I just have so many different like things that I'm really just confused at what I should be doing.
So
like, where should I put my energy towards?
Right. So first of all, you still haven't shared with me what you're doing to bring you joy. So that's that's okay. I like what you told me.
Okay.
But so for instance, I happen to love the smell of coffee. So I don't drink coffee, although today I did have some caffeine. So that did happen today. But I usually go to a coffee shop almost every day just so I can go smell coffee. In fact, someone in a class that I taught recently, and I'm so sorry I don't remember people's names often, gave me a candle that smells like coffee. It's in my kitchen. I burn it often. It makes me very happy. So it's those little things that are simple that you can do throughout the day that are actually going to help your vibration. Although I love the idea of you doing this fashion online. I love the idea of it, but I couldn't feel your joy. I was like, okay, I love the idea. It sounds exciting, interesting, but I didn't feel any, I did feel when you talked about acting, I was actually going to suggest acting, believe it or not. And then and I love the idea of spirituality. You might even want to start a blog or start writing. Okay. So what I believe what happens when there's things that are meant to be in my life, when I have a lot of interest, when I put energy towards them, they work out better. They move along. They don't just kind of stifle or poop out. Opportunities come, adventure, so that's one way you can kind of decipher about, oh, well, wow, I'm going to put my energy over here because even though I like all of this one is actually moving forward. So that's what I would recommend.
Yeah.
So I think you should take some acting classes.
Okay, yeah, I probably did. I did it a long time ago, and kind of it's been on a long hiatus. But I always think about it. So yeah.
And let's get happy before you do it, so that you can have a better outcome.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Thank you. I hope that was helpful. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
All right.
All right, thanks, Marina. And do we have time for one more quickly?
Okay.
Okay, let's
do it fast.
Lucky. Amy from Georgia. Something about some water mains breaking on the night of the eclipse.
I'm
What's
so
going on?
sorry, Amy. That
Hi.
sucks.
I mean, it was terrible, but I got sick so quickly, even though it was super expensive. So it was terrible, but
good job.
The results on.
Clean on up on aisle 4.
No, that's a great job. I'm so glad that you got a great crew in there very quickly, and they fixed the whole thing, and that means you had very little water damage, right? Because it happened quickly, hopefully.
And it was all outside. So the weird thing is, that happened at our house in Georgia, and then we have a condo in another state that we're selling. We're under contract, and we had some water issue happen on the same time.
So are you? When you say we, are you talking about you and your spouse?
My husband, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So I want both of you to work on your money stuff. So when we look at feng shui, when water's running, like when people have a leak in their house or like what you described, that means that actually they need to work on their belief system about money and worth regarding that. So I want both of you to work on that.
Okay.
Okay? And we have to go. That's why Benny's playing the music. So I'm so sorry that was so quick. And thank you, everyone, for listening. Joyful, joyful blessings. And I look forward to seeing a whole bunch of new faces tomorrow night at East West Bookshop. And, of course, Saturday for the art of creating wealth. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye for now.
The views expressed on this program are those